With the running order set for Talladega, Brian and I are into build some DraftKings lineups, build a shipper, have some fun, talk about the odds that really haven't moved, and get out of here. So all of that and more on today's Angle of Pursuit podcast.
Ross Chastain used the wall all the way around this racetrack.
Logano has been the class of the field.
Check out the big brain on grass.
Yeah, I need to change my underwear.
I am twining from the friendly confines of the home office. You and me both to talk some Dega. Qualifying is done. Running order is set. We'll build a couple DraftKings lineups. We'll see if we can cobble together any fun bets. I think I've seen some stuff that's interesting enough to me, but I'm also not going to go too crazy, and we'll see where it gets us. How's everything in your neck of the woods?
It's going good, my friend, and if you got to watch any of that Xfinity race, those last 15 or so laps, you know exactly why my card this week may be done for the weekend. I just cannot get behind betting too much after seeing the chaos that ensued for Xfinity and knowing everything that's on the line this week for playoff drivers. Some guys may be willing to just ride around and get points depending on who's already wrecked out of the race. And then others may be going full checkers or wreckers and causing everybody else to crash out. So yeah. I don't know. I'm still excited for the race. I've said this so many times. Super speedway racing to me is the most aesthetically pleasing type of racing because the cars are so close together. There's so much action going on, whether you think there is or not. Just the fact that they're riding so close together, people are either, creating a run on the outside, the inside, creating a third lane, whatever it may be. I just love the racing, watching it. So whether or not I have an outright on somebody who is even in contention, I'm going to sit back and relax and enjoy the race.
Yeah, and I'll have my short list of names that if they end up in the back and the book gives me a little bit longer of odd, maybe I'll jump in.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm not trying not to go too crazy on head-to-heads unless there's like a egregious price or something. Let's pull up DraftKings. Let's run through the pricing. Let's build ourselves a winner. There we go. Ryan Blaney, 10K. Joey Logano, 9,800. Brad Keselowski, 9,600. Chase Elliott, 95. William Byron, 94. Kyle Larson, 92. Dennis Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, 9K and above. As always, stack the back.
Yep.
That's all we're going to do this week.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm not really interested in any of these guys unless you're Nostradamus and you can tell me which one of them is going to win the race because I don't think they present enough placement differential to score more points than even a guy like you'll see him later down the list. I mean, even like Anthony Alfredo starting outside the top 30, if he just stays clean all day, winds up 20th, you're getting a 13 plus placement differential there. And even Keselowski would have to win the race in order to secure that type of point day. And, I just don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm going to be literally stacking the back with the majority, if not the entire lineup that I would prefer to create.
Yeah, for example, I have looking at some projections where Hocevar and Kyle Busch have the same projection. Corey LaJoy is a point off. Kyle Larson, it's just there's so much room for bad stuff to happen to guys starting near the front, and so much room for guys that are starting near the back to move forward that it's just hard to pull the trigger. So I think if we're being honest with ourselves, the 8K range is is as soon as we'll get in. Like Tyler Reddick 14th, Byron 16th, Keselowski 13th. Any interest in any of those names?
I mean, honestly, the first guy I would even think about would probably be Byron starting 16th because he's a little bit further back than the other two. And I think he's got a decent shot to finish up near the front, potentially win the race. But, it's interesting when you're building lineups in tournament style. I tend to think that people who are playing this for fun and don't do this every week and look at odds and do all this stuff that as much as we do, they're more likely going to be playing the most recognizable names. and they're going to be looking at past recent performances on other track types, and maybe you catch some people not realizing the type of racing that this is, and so you're better off playing the no-name guys who are starting in the back. Just stack the back dudes.
Yeah, like the rankings I'm looking at, it has Elliott, Keselowski, and Byron as the only ones that are even somewhat interesting, and they're pretty far down the list by the time we get to them. So it's like, what's really the point? And plus, it's a good week to just have a ton of extra salary.
Oh yeah.
Don't feel like
I was just going to say, if for me on super speedways, what I've kind of learned and started to steer towards, if you're not leaving a few $1,000s on the table, you're not building your roster correctly.
Yeah. Let's talk about 8Ks. That's where the fun starts. Busher starting 20th in my player pool. Bubba Wallace 26th in my player pool. Russ Chastain 27th in my player pool. Austin Cindric, I hope you cashed that ticket because I did get you at 22, but not in my player pool. Chris Bell,
Yeah.
21, rounds out the 8K range. I mean, you could literally just go boom, not Cindric, just kidding. But you could go and have a great start, and then just get two cheap guys that are in the even farther back and love your lineup.
I was just going to say, you don't even need two cheap guys, because if you're building the way that we're just talking, you're not getting anybody that's more expensive than these guys are to begin with, because none of the other guys ahead of them are starting further back. So like, you could legitimately build your roster from the 8 and 7K guys and be good with it.
Yep. I totally agree. So Chastain is interesting. Bubba is, I think Chastain and rank these four for me in terms of owner, in terms of you're wanting to play them on DraftKings.
I would say Bubba Wallace this weekend was going to be number one of this group. And I actually, after hearing him on the radio today and how loose and just carefree he sounded now that he's a dad, and I think that this is a great shot for him to win
Bubba
the
Wallace
race.
is winning this week.
Yeah, like, he just sounded so free, and he does not care. The stressors of racing seem to have finally, he has seemed to finally come to the realization, like, this is just his job, and there's more to life than this. And now that he's got this kid, I think it's going to help free him up and be less stressed when he's at these types of racetracks. And maybe he could just go make a move at the end, and who cares if he wrecks? Like, so I actually like Bubba a lot more.
Yeah, baby swag is very real. He's got it. He's gonna win. Just debating if I want to pull the trigger on 20 or if I need to get more than that. We'll see.
But yeah, and then just to continue the countdown, I would go Bubba. I like Christopher Bell. I mean, he's just a great racer. And then I would probably go Busher and then Chastain.
See, I would go Bubba, Chastain, and then it's a matter of Busher versus Bell for me. Busher is one spot closer, but $600 more. It's close between the two. I might go Bell, but yeah, he's gonna have a slightly less roster percentage. It's gonna be close both between the two of them, but I think they all are in play at their prices. 7K, Truex starting 24th. Good luck. I know people are gonna play him, and maybe I'll look like an idiot again, but
race winner right there.
No way.
I said it early in the week. Look, of the handful of guys that I have an outright on this week for fun to make the race a little bit more interesting for myself, he is one of them.
Martin Truex winning is not fun.
It's going to be incredible. Think about it. It's his last super speedway ever, and he's never won on a drafting track. How poetic would that be? He's already out of the playoffs. He's retiring.
It'd be so sad. At least I'm not fading the shit.
It would be fantastic.
So sad. McDowell on the pole, because we told you on, what was it, Tuesday when we talked?
Yeah.
You bet McDowell and Gilliland for
game.
the pole, and you log out because they're not winning the race, but they'll win the pole, and McDriver does it again. It's probably 3-1.
And then on that real quick, I know they were talking about it on the broadcast during the qualifying session, but How in the effing world are they 0.3 faster than everybody? Like, that makes zero
Maybe they
sense.
have some McDonald's and just take a huge dump before clear out a little extra weight and be ready to rock. I honestly couldn't tell you.
It just doesn't make any sense how they can unload so fast
They just
when
have
these
it
cars are
dialed
spec
in.
cars.
Yeah. I don't know. I literally couldn't tell you. Bowman, Gibbs, Suarez, Briscoe, Stenhouse, Gregson, Dillon. Austin Dillon out. Gregson's 22nd. In, out.
Amongst this group, for sure out.
Yeah, because Stenhouse is more
Yep.
compelling. Briscoe might be my
Briscoe,
favorite play on the
I
board.
was just gonna say, yeah, definite.
Suarez, I'm in on.
Yep.
And
I like
then
Bowman too. Look, of the Hendrick guys, give me Bowman over everybody else.
yeah,
Give me the seven placement spots
yeah. No,
over
I think
anything.
yeah, I'm in on that. You're in on Truex. I might have to just hold my nose and play, but I really don't want to. I might
Look,
just take the
everybody is off
outright
of
price
Truex now
and
because
crap
he has kind of
myself.
shat the bed.
Yeah, I think I'd rather bet him outright than play him on DraftKings.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is that I think we talk about this often. There is a lot of correlation normally in the betting market and in DFS. And if in the betting market, most people have been kind of soured on Truex because everybody kept going back to the well, betting Truex to win, betting Truex to win, betting Truex to win. And every single week, something was happening where he was effing up and the team was screwing it up for him and his chances to win a race. At some point, people are going to start jumping off the train. And, already when you look at his stats at super speedway tracks, his results are not good. And so that to me says less ownership. And if I want to get slightly different, give me the guy who nobody thinks can do it.
Yeah, I don't know. His ownership projection on our optimizer thing's pretty high, so I don't know. But like I'm looking at his outright price, which is 30. Like I'd rather bet Briscoe at 30. I'd rather bet Suarez at 30. I'd rather bet Stenhouse at 35. Maybe that's a bridge too far.
Yeah, I'm not betting Stenhouse at 35. No way.
But I'd bet Briscoe and Suarez over him.
I'm kind of sad that Truex is 28. I had 25.
Yeah, I mean our offer is squeezing the fuck out of us this week.
What's new?
Yeah. Everybody's like 5 to 8 cents shorter.
Yeah, but yeah, like in this group though, this is not a race where you can play the pole sitter, especially just looking back on it real quick at Talladega, since 2020, only one race winner at Dega, which I believe is 7 races or 9 races or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 races. Only one winner at Dega has started outside double digits, and 8 of the 9 started 10th through 19th. So, I mean, we're talking about a very small window of the guys who win the races. And if you're telling me that the pole sitter has it, I mean, the pole sitter did win the fall of 2020 race. That was Denny Hamlin. Don't try to compare Michael McDowell to Denny Hamlin. So,
what if it's Kyle Larson?
absolutely not. I'm betting Martin Truex Jr. over Kyle Larson. I don't give a shit.
William Byron?
Like that I could see. But for DFS purposes though, even if he finishes first.
No, for DF I'm just doing some mental math.
Oh yeah, no, Byron is definitely in play. I feel like it's those mid-teens guys, and I think it was very telling too. Chase Elliott, they asked him where he felt like a successful qualifying spot would be, and he said right in the low to mid-teens. Because he said that puts you in good position to try to get stage points early, establish track position when you need it, and then go for the win at the end. Kyle's pausing to place it outright probably right now.
20 to 1. Let's go.
Byron, I'm assuming. Yep.
All right, back to reality. Okay. So what is so we'll go in the 7K range from Truex all the way down to Dylan. Give me your favorite play, your favorite fade, and that's good. Yeah. Who's your give me your top 2 targets from this range and the one person that you're just not going to play, even like, and try not to make it like Austin Dillon. Like, try and
Oh
make
yeah,
it like
no, I wasn't
someone
gonna
you're
say.
out on that people probably be targeting.
I mean, he's going to be the most popular guy in this range, but I think it's got to be Chase Briscoe. Starting 36, everything is on the line these next 2 weeks in order for him to advance. So he's got to move up, and he's actually been pretty good at super speedways and Talladega for that matter. You know, he's got a couple of finishes right near the top 10, and you know, I don't expect anything outside of a top 15 from him in a vacuum if he can stay clean. And I think if everything goes right, they could potentially find themselves up near the front at the end for like a top 5 finish, which would be an amazing point day for somebody like him. And then my fade, it's got to be Mr. Tyrone Gibbs. It's starting 15th. This is not a place where I think that this isn't a wheelman's track. This isn't just about outright speed, which is what they bring to the track every single week. And I just don't think he presents enough placement differential or race winning potential from what we've seen out of him at super speedways to want to play him.
Yeah, I think that's fair. My favorite target is along with you is Briscoe. A lot of people will probably be on him. That's okay. I think I like Suarez second most. Saw him win at Atlanta. He's a good drafting track driver.
I worry about just his he doesn't have friends. You know what I mean? Like at drafting
Brian,
tracks,
as you get to a certain age, guys just don't have friends anymore. It's
look,
just kind of how it works.
I don't have a lot of friends either because
That's what I'm saying. I'm proving my point exactly.
yeah. Yeah, but
No, I get that. I also
you know what I mean?
understand. Like, I think he's like fine enough for the Roval, but like, I think this is a much better spot for somebody who's
Oh yeah.
barely made it through the last round. If he can get a win here, lock himself into the round of 8, I think he'll be in a wonderful position. And I think Ross will be good enough, even though he's not in contention for a playoff run, to push him to do what he needs to do. Maybe there's a Chevy up there that doesn't need to win. I don't know. Like, I feel like he's, and we saw him even at Atlanta was good. Obviously won the first time, but almost won the second time. I
Yeah.
know Atlanta's not quite a draft.
I was just
Not
gonna say
quite
though, the one thing that was like Atlanta to me has kind of taken on a life of its own.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it as it ages too, as that track ages, I feel like it's going to become less and less of a drafting style
Yeah.
racing that we
More like a
see.
Michigan or even like a
Yeah.
Vegas.
I mean, obviously
Yeah.
they're going to be much closer together just simply because of the high banking and all that type of stuff, but I don't think you can really use Atlanta even from this year to try to determine who's good at the drafting tracks. It's just because of the size of it and how it races, I don't think it's anywhere close to Daytona or Dega.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in on Suarez and I'm out on Truex. If you want to play him, go for it. But I can't. 6K, Justin Haley, Todd Gilliland. Told you.
Yeah.
Second row. He's right there every time. Priest, Dinger, Barry, Jones, Hocevar, Burton. Is Jones the guy that everyone's going to play that I don't know that I want to play?
Yeah, I don't know. Usually I love Eric Jones at drafting tracks, but he's just had some terrible luck recently. I much prefer playing Hocevar from this range.
Yeah, you get 7 spots, $100 cheaper.
I mean, ironically, had he qualified worse, I would love to play Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah.
I mean, before he wrecked out today in the Xfinity race, you could tell the strides that he has made on drafting tracks already in his
Yeah.
first full-time season in
I think
Xfinity.
he's going to be a lot more compelling next year than people are ready to admit.
Yeah, like you don't just jump into this series into NASCAR and be able to race like he has without just being on a different level than everybody
Yeah, and
else.
obviously he's got a lot of road course style racing, so he's a lot more comfortable there. But he's also shown that, he's not going to be Kyle Larson in year one. But if he's learning and moving and getting it better and
Yeah.
getting in the NASCAR Cup car and being better every time, and like by the end of next year and into 2026, I could see him being like a top third option in most weeks, and I don't think people are ready for that.
Yeah, especially if they start bringing the speed there. But yeah, no, of this group, it's got to be Hocevar
Yeah.
for me. I slightly intrigued by Allmendinger.
Mhm.
Just a lot of history at super speedway tracks. Still kind of scary that Colleague. I mean, we've seen it before at drafting tracks where they don't have the overall speed, I guess you could say, to keep up, which is kind of against what you normally would say at a drafting track, but you could tell the difference in their equipment
Yeah,
sometimes.
and we have Haley in the Spire for the second week in a row. Rick Ware with LaJoy. I could see people kind of gravitating towards LaJoy a little bit more after last week. But maybe
Look, I
maybe
think a
Haley.
fun lineup would just be Haley, Hocevar, LaJoy, and then you fill in the rest there. Like, look, this is stack the back week.
Yeah,
You
no,
can get
you're
disgusting.
1,000% on it. Let's talk the rest of the 5K. So Hemrick out, SVG borderline. If you want to get weird and put him
Yeah, I
in,
can't play with him
I
for
think
the
he's
70.
way too
So
far forward. LaJoy is in play. John Hunter,
I've tried him before. He wrecks every time. I'm not going there again.
Zane Train.
So again, I like the Spire guys.
Yeah, I kind of like Zane more than I like Haley. Is that weird?
Well, I the thing though is like you don't really need to save the salary, so
No, just playing both.
yeah, just playing both. Screw it. Who in their right mind is
Monster
going to do that?
Man, Cody Ware, BJ McLeod, JJ Yaley.
And let me
Let's
just say this for the first time in a while, I don't think BJ McLeod is even on my radar because there's so many guys starting near the back that can actually move forward.
Okay, well, I'm going to put my favorite guy in, and that is Mr. Brace Chisco. Who do you want next?
Bubba Wallace.
Okay, in. Winner. Winner. Watermelons and margaritas.
Well, I mean, we're getting really fun because he's got Tootsies on the car
Oh,
this week
baby.
in neon pink.
Gotta
Uh
love it.
yeah. All right. So if we're doing that,
I mean, you
give
can get
me
reckless. You can.
give me Hocevar then, starting 37.
Woof. Woof.
Now you get your pick of the litter. Love
Alex
it.
Bowman.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah. Truex is probably the comfy click, but I'm going Bowman. I love it. It's so gross. So good. Let's do it again.
Well, that's why I'm gonna tee this one off
Oh no. Don't put
with
me
the
in that.
Marty Party.
Chris Bell.
I mean, I was gonna say if you wanted to get really gross, but he's starting too far forward, and that would have been to have Truex and Kyle Larson in the same lineup. That would have been like standing on a hand grenade waiting for it to explode.
Hmm.
You know, let's get a little Ricky Spinhouse in here in this
Oh
one.
god. I'm craving some carbs. Let's throw in some pasta.
Oh yeah, I love Mr. Alfredo. See, this is a great week. I love super speedways. All right. All right, this is going to be the tricky one. We're going to do William Byron in this spot. I know you're giving up a ton of those placement points, but
I think between Bell and Byron, we have enough differentiation where we can just throw Bubba in here and make it happen.
yeah, I like it.
All right. We'll do one more. And then I'll enter these. And then we're going to make the gross lineup. I'm going to enter a single entry. And we can leave like 10 grand on the 15 grand on the table and be fine.
All right, this one. We don't have any Busher yet.
We do not.
Maybe we start with him because starting 20th, I think he's starting far enough back. He presents some decent placement differential.
And we know how good RFK is at drafting tracks.
Yeah. You can't play Brad though. He's starting too far forward.
No, but we can play Chase Briscoe.
Yeah. Do we have LaJoy in a lineup?
We do not.
Yeah, let's play Corey.
I'm gonna run the Zane train.
Oh my gosh. Now we're getting really gross. I mean, do you want to do Eric Jones even though I talked shit on him?
We can. I think he's a fine play. He makes me a little queasy, but I just clicked Alfredo and LaJoy and Zane Smith with ease, so I think it's okay.
I mean, call me crazy, but I think Daniel Suarez is one of my favorite plays this weekend.
I simply will not call you crazy.
I mean,
let's go.
Loco en la cabeza.
I mean, we all know that. Let's go to NASCAR. Am I blind? There we go. It's late.
Mind you, it's 10 to 10
almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, we're over our skis.
I don't think I've ever even.
Let's close that.
That's official. They are input.
Single entry season. Let's go.
Oh no.
No, we don't have to get gross for the sake of getting gross, but I want to put a really fun lineup together and I want to get a little reckless, but I mean, I can't do my big single entry bullet without doing.
I mean, I think you have to have guys that you think are going to be there at the end, but also try to differentiate enough to where you're not.
All right, so Briscoe's in. That's me, amigo. I think your amigo, Chase, Daniel Suarez gets in.
I was just going to say, I think Bubba, we're both kind of in line that Bubba is due for a good super speedway finish.
Let's see here. Who could be our great white whale? I honestly don't mind going like Alfredo.
I think Zane Smith. I don't know if a lot of people are going to play Zane.
Let's put the Zane train in. And then so my suggestions, and I'll get your feedback. Ross Chastain jumps out to me. Jones is fine. I don't love him, and I think we both have enough concerns where it's easy to pivot off of him.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty much in lockstep with you on Bowman. I honestly don't hate Byron either. Before we want to
but I think. Do you think playing a guy who you presume to be safer makes sense in a single entry?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's all. Just because you're.
But
I
also
mean,
like Justin Haley. I don't love him here though.
I think Haley's a great super speedway racer, and he's supposedly in better equipment.
Well, supposedly. Like in a vacuum, would you rather play Haley or Corey LaJoy?
Man, probably LaJoy, to be honest with you.
See, like I know
Yeah,
they're
I think
supposed to, but Rick
for all
Ware
the
has
shit
been
that people
better in
talk on,
general.
for all the shit that people talk on Corey LaJoy, I think he's one of the better super speedway racers we have in the sport.
There it is.
Look at that remaining salary.
Who cares?
That's crazy.
We're in. That's
Oh
the
my
lineup.
gosh.
The lineup dreams are made of: Alfredo, Briscoe, LaJoy, Zane Smith, Daniel Suarez, and Bubba Juarez.
That is disgusting.
But it's so good. All right, that's DraftKings. Let's talk a little betting, and we'll get out of here. Obviously, the odds are what they are at this point. They haven't moved a ton. Cindric being 15 and locked in at 22 is kind of nice. Actually, I'll pull up. I have where's our sheet? Here we go. So I have Briscoe at 44. I have Bell at 22. I didn't actually bet Cindric on here. I bet in real life, but that's okay. Cindric top 4 at 9. Bell over Byron Hamlin and Elliott at 5. Gilliland top 4 at 22. And Bowman at 34. Brian has Hosevard, Truex, Gilliland, and Bell. And then Bowman over Elliott just because of the plus 130. Blaney, Logano, Busch, Keselowski, McDowell, Hamlin at 15.
I mean, he was 16 or 17 pre-flop, so I don't know.
Cindric, Byron at 17. Anybody inside 20 to 1? I can look at what Caesars has too.
I don't know, man. I'm so gun shy now at super speedway. As I've gotten like more into larger bets personally, it's really opened my eyes to how bad those bets are odds wise at this type of track. So it's hard to.
Let's go north of 20. Chase, 20. I don't hate it.
Yeah,
Reddick,
I don't hate it.
22.
Again, though, my opinion's a little skewed. Still sitting on that over 1.5 wins. So
Yeah. Bell, 22. Larson,
yeah, I
22.
don't hate that.
Chastain, 22. I think Chastain is 20. He's 22.
I don't know. I'm not as high on the watermelon man, dude.
I just going back
It's
to back.
so hard to win back-to-back weeks.
Back to whack.
Yeah,
Back to whack.
back-to-back weeks, especially when you're going to a track as abnormal as like Talladega is when it comes to the variance that you could see in finishing results. So
Bubba at 24 is going on the card. I think
he's 25 at Caesars, by the way. So that's
okay. He's going on.
yeah. I'm betting that too.
Bubba is winning.
Yeah, we can't talk about his dad power and not Adam.
Baby swag.
Now, if Chase Briscoe, reminder, Chase Briscoe's wife has been expecting twins for a little bit over a week.
Yeah,
now.
so that's like 2 for the price of 1. So that's even better.
So he's either going to win this week or at the Roval.
You said he's at 25 at Caesars?
Yeah, he's 25 at Caesars.
Yeah. Truex 28, Gibbs 28, Gillen 28, Bowman 28, Briscoe 33, Suarez.
Oh, Bowman's 28?
Yeah. Is that a good wow or a bad wow?
No, I like that because the shortest or the best I saw pre was 20 or 25, I think.
I thought he was like 33.
He was?
I thought, because our offshore had him at like 20, and I was like, ugh, I'm not betting that when he's
Oh, well, that makes sense.
33.
Yeah. Now, mind you, I want to go back to the stat of the week leading into this race is that 9 of the last 10 winners of the Fall Dega race are all playoff drivers.
Okay, so let's do this. Because you said, let's go to NASCAR's website.
Oh yeah, the starting position.
Yep. So let's go 10 through 19, pick out the playoff drivers, and let's see. So Hemrick obviously isn't. Chase is.
Yep.
Larson is.
Yep.
Red Dog.
Byron. And that's it.
Okay. So it's Hendricks winning it.
Well, that would be a really interesting test. If you just bet those guys, those playoff guys. I mean, because that's not a small sample size for races at Talladega that everybody's winning from that range. Oh, I think I saw it. Was that winning car number? Oh, that's winning car number.
Yeah. There should be maybe here. Manufacturer.
Yeah, they might not have it listed.
They have it somewhere, I guarantee you. Future bets, maybe. Winning team. Hendricks 5-1. Or do we? I think if we literally think it's between Larson, Elliott, and Byron, we just bet all three of them, right?
Oh yeah, and Reddick's in there too, though.
Oh, but he's not Hendrick.
He won this race last year, or he won
but he's not. No, I was just saying. I know he's in there, but it's like my whole thing is Byron, Larson, and Elliott are all in there.
Yeah, they're going to try to mesh up early.
All right, so race winner. Elliott's 20, Reddick's 22.
Larson's 25, Reddick's 22, Elliott's 20, and Byron's 18 at Caesars.
All right, so Byron is going on because I bet him. Larson is going on because why not?
Oh, because why not? Oh my goodness.
I didn't want to bet this much, but we'll see what happens. Although I think Bubba's going to win, so.
It's good luck. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you. So, and then, it's Bubba. It was Byron, Larson, Elliott, and Reddick.
Yeah, those are the four guys in that range, yeah. Now that wasn't the fall races though. That was the last 9 total Talladega races, and the last 9 fall Dega races that fell in the playoffs. It's been a playoff driver.
Yeah, I'm just mushing some stuff together here. Is 22 my best number on Red Dog?
Let's see. 20 at Bet365. BetMGM 20. Yeah, I think that's it. Ooh. And again, let me remind folks, if you find long matchup odds, you can probably just play those and ride home for the weekend. Because even if you go 50-50 on those things, you're still going to make money. Ooh.
Yep, so I've added, 5 outrights.
Oh, no.
But they're all at, like, decent prices. So I think if I hit any of them, I should be good. So I have Bubba or 4. I had Bubba at 25, Byron at 18, Larson at 25, and Reddick at 22. So Chase is going to win, but that's okay.
Oh, man.
I'm just going to put Chase on there just at a smaller price. I assume 20 is probably the best I can get. Have we checked MGM?
Yeah, MGM numbers are short this week. Okay. Yeah, I'm not playing them. And
gross.
Very surprisingly, even Superbook numbers, which I still check when I'm not in Vegas, I like to reference that. Their
Mhm.
numbers are very short comparatively to other markets. So this is a great week to shop if you are getting involved.
I like manufacturers. I like Suarez at 12 and Chastain at 10. Bowman at 10.
I would just bet him to win. Like,
Yeah. Just go at 14.
I don't know what's like his top 3 price.
LaJoy at 22. I could go for that.
No, that's that for Corey LaJoy.
To be top Ford.
Look at all the Fords.
Yeah, no, this is a
He's only
Ford
getting
race.
22.
Is it? Okay, so this is a race where I like Fords. Ford's usually good at speedway races. And my betting card is full of Chevys and a couple Toyotas and Chase Briscoe.
Yeah. Well, you already have Briscoe on the card, so
I did. Duh. Gilliland's 12, and I have him at 22, so that feels nice. This is one of the markets that actually moves after qualifying.
yeah. Well, it's because it's a market where you can find decent value. No, I'm gun shy on all those, but I mean, even DraftKings is scared.
Yeah. What else you want to look at?
I mean, we could look at finishing position. Yeah, because their matchups are terrible. I'm not betting anybody minus money, but yeah. Like right here, look at what is Briscoe's top 3 price?
Bettable. 10-1. I have him top Ford at 9, so I like that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I don't know. My brain is like for this race. I don't know what's value, what
Suarez
isn't.
is 10-1 to top 3, and he's
14
12
for
to
top Ford.
top Chevy.
Who?
Suarez.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he's
12, which I'd
12,
kind of
yeah.
rather bet. Although Ford is a little, or no, it's not Chevy. So we get for recording at 10 o'clock at night. Bubba 275 to top 5. I don't know. I want to get paid out if I hit bets. I don't know if top 5 is getting paid out unless you're going with like. I think this is where if you want to do like Alfredo or something stupid, like go for it. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm not smart when it comes to like implied odds and all that stuff, but I could almost guarantee you that most of these numbers are not adding up to 100%.
no chance.
Like,
No chance.
yeah, it just
No
doesn't make any sense for that stuff.
All right. Recap the card and get out of here? Or is there something else we should look at?
No, I really don't have much.
All right. Spray the board on outrights. See what happens. I have Briscoe 44, Bell at 32, Cindric top 4 at 9. They can get around that. It's like 7 now. It's fine. Bell in a group just because he was 5-1. Gilliland top 4 was 22. That's now like 12. So bye. Bowman at 34 now is shorter. And I had Bowman at 34.
I like that.
Yeah, and now he's 20 something.
Yeah, he's like 20 something.
Added Bubba at 25, added Byron at 18, added Larson at 25, added Reddick at 22, and Chase at 20. So, Ryan Blaney or something stupid will win, and I'll cry myself to sleep. That's okay. Brian, much more rational and reasonable. Hocevar, Truex, Gillen, and Bell all pre. Bowman over Elliott plus 130, and added the Bubba to win. Brian, considering anything else, No.
No.
No newsletter tomorrow, but it will be back next week for the Roval. So make sure you subscribe to that. It's completely free. Full of DraftKings thoughts, betting picks, links to the episodes, this, that, and the third. Enjoy Dega. Don't go crazy.
Save your bullets for next
find
week.
a couple outrights, put a quarter of what you normally put on them, log out, hope we get a winner. And if you want to ride with me and go on the 10-19 and a playoff driver, we're betting Byron, Larson, Elliott, and Red Dog. So you could bet
I'm
all
going to
four
be
of those.
pissed if one of those guys wins, by the
You
way.
can bet all four of those. They're all around 20-1. Put $10 on each.
Yeah.
$40 into 200. Have a day. That's Brian Twining. I'm Kyle Robert. Enjoy Dega. We'll be back next week to talk Roval and back to our bullshit. Have a good rest of your day.